Um, so I do think, I did experiment. I wanted to play with having a background, and maybe what I'm gonna do more, and I kind of experimented with a little today, is just putting different layers, so the background and then going back over that. I liked it, and I think it's not that I'm not going to do that. I think that that's probably worth exploring. I like these. I wish I'd spent more time on drawing, but I was trying to do a lot today. It's a lot to do. Find a drawing, find something to draw it, and then paint it essentially 4 times, which is what I did. But I think it's okay. I mean, I guess I sort of learn something every time I try it, and I kind of favor experimentation which means they don't always turn out as maybe well, rather than trying to get this uniform thing every time. I think I'd rather just be experimenting, because I think that's the only way, maybe not, but I think it's a way to progress, or at least progress more quickly. Yeah, so that was a really quick thing. I tried different sides of the paper. On this one, I, at the end, put the sort of lilac over the painting. This one I did the same thing, but then painted back into it. So they're good references for me. I'm okay with them. Yeah. Okay, this is the paper. This is paper from Blick, and it's very thin. It's kind of like, I first went to an beautiful art store that has these Japanese papers. They were very expensive. So I found this similar type paper at Blick, and I really liked the feel of this. Plus, I don't know, I found this a little more satisfying. I like the quality of the paper. The other paper was very heavyweight paper. But what I'm coming to is realizing that I don't know how I would show these. Framing is very costly. And in a way, what I want to do is make prints of these, and I just have this idea that I would love to put them on the street, or put them on walls on the street, because they are kind of a form of protest. I envision doing that, but it will take a lot for me to kind of do that, actually. A lot of obstacles to go through to do that, but that's something I'm thinking of. But how would I exhibit these or share them if someone wanted them? I haven't. I have done kind of portraits, similar portraits, head portraits in the past, and they were mounted on a white mat and a white frame, and they were very, very beautiful that way. I'm not sure I'm seeing these quite like that, because you lose, I don't know, I'll just have to try some things, because there is this transparency to them. And they're delicate enough in a way. They do probably need to be behind glass if they're going to be preserved. So, sometimes you don't always think about it, and then you have to think about it later, and the solution just hasn't come to me yet. I have so many to choose from. One of the comments I had was that maybe, I think that they could be screaming harder, and I think that's sort of interesting. Some seem more like screaming, some are more maybe shouting, but I think for me they both work, or they'll operate slightly differently. It's just now I have to decide what I want to do. It's endless, which is kind of great in a way, but I do have to pick one. There's AOC, definitely going to do one of her. Okay, this is the one I'm deciding to go with. It's a real rough sketch, a little less detailed than that one, but I think I can work from it. But maybe I shouldn't have picked such a complicated one for experimenting, but I'm going to just see how that goes. There is a textured side and a smooth side, and I have no idea which side I'm supposed to use, so I'm going to go ahead and use the smooth side on this one, and the next time do the other side. I think that's what I've been doing. So I'm actually going to just paint on top of this painting to get a second print. And on the print, I'm going to just experiment, maybe making it quite washy. I'll kind of stay in this color scheme, I think, more or less. I forgot to film printing this painting. So here already I'm starting a third painting on the same plate on the glass with the drawing underneath, using remnants from the previous paintings. In this case, I'm using more blues. Here I'm starting the fourth painting of the day.
And those who get to report. Follow one journalist who came to a crossroads through his thoughtful and provocative investigation into what counts as true.
In this case, I painted the whole plate and laid a painting down on the plate, which will cover or obscure quite a bit of the painting, just to see what effect I could get. With a little of the paint lifted from the first print, I make another attempt with a second painting. I decided to do a fifth painting, real roughed in, to sort of put color back into that painting that I obscured with the lavender paint. Just to experiment with going back and forth. This was the first one I did, and with that same plate, painted plate, I paint again, so some of the remnants of the first painting are there. And then I had wanted to do a really washy one, and I didn't do it. Then I did one where I put a background on it and it took away a lot. And then I did one where I put it back on it and then went back and added. So I don't know, interesting. That's all there is for this session, and so much more to experiment with. So I got a lot of painting done. It was a good day, and now I'm taking off for a really exciting family event, and I'll be back most likely in 2 to 4 weeks. Probably more like 2 weeks, but I think it's gonna be a little while before I have a studio day like I did today. Yeah, I think there was something else I wanted to cover. Oh, I did want to just say that I have been doing this for a year, so it's like beginning of March, a year and 2.5 months. And I suddenly got a lot of viewers just on the last video, and I don't know if it's because I reached a certain amount of videos that I've posted, which was 14. And the last video sort of, I know it was, you know, like however I felt about it, maybe it wasn't the best one, and it was funny to me that that's the one that struck. So honestly, I started this because I wanted to share my work more. And by bringing people into my studio, which I haven't done, and I will work on, as well as thinking about exhibiting, but mainly talking to people and meeting people and maybe going to other people's studios. I continue to go to galleries, and I always save some of the galleries that I go to for the end of these videos. I like to share that. But I have to say, it's motivating, and there were a few people that reached out, and it did make a difference. So I do appreciate anyone who's watching this. Like I said, I'm a fan of YouTube, and I watch a lot of interesting people doing things, and so I think it's just sharing, and it's, yeah, and looking forward to doing some different things. I will do kind of a tour of the studio coming up, because it's come to my attention that people were sort of interested. I do live in this space, so it's a small space. I'll be trying to kind of spread outside a little bit. I have an outdoor covered area and an outdoor area where I have a big canvas up. So a lot of new things I want to do coming up. I'm just, there's just never enough time to do it all. But excited about what's happening personally, and excited about what's happening creatively. So it's a good moment. At the end of my videos, I've liked sharing artwork from galleries around LA and elsewhere. I haven't been so good at sharing the context, and I'll try to do better moving forward. This week, I got to see Michael Norton at LA Beast.